Hi, I finished a book that I was sent digitally by the author herself for me to read and give an honest review to. And it's Sacrilege by Barbara Avon. And psychological horror is not usually my bag. It's if I was walking along a bookshelf, it's one I'd walk on by. But I actually enjoyed this one. I was surprised. I wasn't quite sure whether I would or not. It's a novella, about 164 pages, so it took me 2 days to read it, 2 afternoons. And we've got Chris Corelli, who's an ex-priest. And you learn within the novella why he is an ex-priest. But he's got so many demons, including alcohol. And leaving the priesthood, just wandering off, he ends up at a boarding house run by a young woman, a beautiful young woman called Jules. And she also has lots of secrets, torments, demons in her life. There are lots of religious themes here. And you've got horror as well, the religious themes. And they work together really well. And the emotions these two go through as they're fighting their own demons are so raw at times. And through the book, you watch them come together through a tragedy. But then rather than finding comfort in each other, you see them spiral further into their own darknesses. And the ending is not a traditional happy ever after. But there's some super writing in here. There's some brilliant lines. I hope she doesn't mind. I'm just going to quote this. I remember how I marvelled at God's hand in nature when on one occasion a peacock blue sky suddenly turned grey as gravel and the clouds spent their tears. The sands emptied and I was left with my own private sanctuary. I still feel that rain on my skin. It's super. So there's lots of examples of that throughout the book. And there are flashbacks to Chris's time as a priest and some of the confessions that he's had to hear that have an effect on him, that seem to build into, to feed the demons within him. And you've got extracts of his diary. Each chapter is prefaced by an extract from his diary. The one I just read, that was one of the diary entries. And throughout there's an atmosphere, tension, something lurking in the background, something just out of sight, but waiting. Chris, as I said at the beginning, one of his demons is alcohol. He's a recovering alcoholic. When he gets to the boarding house, he hasn't touched alcohol for a while. But his desire for alcohol and his desire for Jules, these two desires seem to be running together. He's got these two desires running through him, and he can't control them. And to such a point that he can't decide what is real and what is an illusion. And the house itself, this boarding house, there's a sinister vibe to it. It's almost like a malevolent presence itself. It's a story about grief and guilt, loss, the hope for redemption. And this ending that isn't a happy ever after ending, I loved it. So, Sacrilege by Barbara Avon. As I said, psychological horror isn't my normal bag, but I thoroughly enjoyed that. So, happy reading. Take care.